I'm going to talk about the second encounter that I've had. I I'm from Texas. I went to San Diego, California on business, and one of my colleagues lived out there also. And of course, had booked me a hotel, but all of our friends were actually out there, and we all decided that we were gonna have like some hookah and dinner. You know, we were gonna cook, barbecue, things like that. And so they were. It was two houses that were actually right next to each other, and the house next door, the house that I was at my friend's house, that's not where I guess the party was. It was a party next door, and you know, everybody was there, and I mean, I didn't have, you know, it was okay. You know, I had a good time and stuff, whatever, but I wasn't in the party mood. So I told my friend that I was going to go back over to her house. And, you know, when they got back or whatever, I'll probably be asleep. I was just, you know, I was tired. And I was so tired, I didn't even make it upstairs to the guest room. That's how tired I was. And there was a, there was a little you know, the little blanket that you know, when you don't feel like getting a huge blanket, you put it on, but it's like your ankles and your feet are out. It's not big enough to cover your feet. That's the type of blanket it was. I was tired, and I think it was probably jet lag. But her house was on in San Diego. They have like little houses that's kind of like on a hill or something. Don't laugh at me, y'all. I'm from Texas, so they don't. It was just different out there. But the house was kind of on like a hill or whatnot, and they would always keep their balcony cracked just a little bit. And I was laying. It was two brown couches. It was a you know, love seat, and then just a regular couch, and they were brown. And I was laying on the longer one, and it was directly in front of the. It was directly in front of the balcony, and so I fell asleep, and I I kept feeling something like scratching me. And you know, when you sleep, like say for instance, like something is on your face, you kind of just do that and just go back to, you know, go back to sleep. That's what I kind of was doing. Like I was kind of moving my legs, like what's, you know, I wasn't in my right mind, and so I kept feeling like scratching. I just kept feeling like a not digging in my ankle, but it was kind of like a like, oh no, you're gonna see me, like, you know, like just bothering me until I finally just woke up and was like, what? So I'm laying down, and I keep feeling something scratching me on my ankle, and I was just like, what the fuck? So I finally had got up, and I was so drained and so tired. For some reason I was just like, I was tired, but I kind of lifted my head and kind of looked, and I kid you not, I seen on, so my I'm short. I'm five. Well, I say 5'2.5", but I'm really 5'2". But I'm, you know, I'm 5'2", so I'm short, and you know, there's room still left at the end of the couch, and so I had my I looked down, and as I'm looking down, I see it was the smallest human-like figure, but it was it was really skinny. It was real skinny, and it was black. It was jet black. Had fine short fur, like you know, like a chihuahua. You know how a chihuahua has, you know, the short fine little hair or whatnot, but it was all black and it was real shiny, and it looked like a human, and it had human kind of features, but like it was just a whole black like veil on, like I don't know how to explain it. And I'm looking at the fingers that are scratching, like it was scratching my ankle, and I look at the fingers and it was like regular human fingers, but they were black. And I kept seeing it was kind of like just doing this on my ankle, and it stopped as soon as it seemed. I looked at it and it looked at me, and then I look up, and on the arm of the couch, it's another one. And they're both looking at me, and I'm looking at them, and they look at each other, and they didn't say anything, but it was like I knew that they were like asking each other like, can she see us? Is she looking at us? And I'm looking directly, like I kid you not, I'm looking at both of them like we just quiet, just looking. And it did this again to my ankle, and I was just like, what the fuck? But I was so tired, y'all. Like I was so tired that I just fell back asleep. Like I was so tired. Now let me explain before I go any further. Let me explain what these looked like. You know when like say for instance you're sitting on your butt, but instead of Indian style, your thighs are touching your chest and your knees are like right here, and their arms were long and they were just resting on the side of them, but they were like, it was like knees to chest basically, and like their butts was touching the couch, their feet were touching